here's another in the series about getting the most out of our major scales. Now, this one I think is actually going to be quite a lot shorter than the others, and the reason for that is in a lot of respects it's more straightforward. In another respect it opens up another area which I'm going to tackle in a separate video, but I'm going to keep this one very short and very simple. Okay, let's suppose we're playing yeah, and someone's going. Okay, now you'll already know, I'm sure, that you could play a minor pentatonic over there. Yeah, and you can hear Jimmy Page having a decent go at that on the end of Stairway to Heaven. Good example of the same thing. Okay, so we're playing over something in A minor. Take that as an example, okay. And our C scale will fit very nicely over the top. Okay, but what I'm more interested in doing is just looking at how that might link to our pentatonics. Now, before we've talked about playing pentatonics and, in my view, these little sort of extensions on the shape, not labouring. You know, that's really, really ungainly and very awkward to use. Until we know we can play a C scale in that area. Then suddenly we have a few more notes to work with. Okay, now what I've done here is I've linked it to another C scale on top of our A minor pentatonic. Now, if you haven't looked at my series on major scale fingerings, it's a good idea to go back and look at that, because we've got quite a few of these C scale fingerings, or I'm calling it a C scale, of course it could be any key, but in this particular case it's the relative major of the key we're in. So it's A minor, it's C. If it's G minor, it's B flat. If it's C minor, it's E flat, and so on and so forth. But I'm just going to take you through that little area here. Now, I've got a C scale here. Okay, now if I'm sticking slavishly to my pentatonic rules and I can't play anything else because it's not pentatonic type of thing, which is a really bad thing to do, but I'll do it just now. I've got to try and make a solo out of this. It just sounds so wooden and horrible. Now I'm going to do that same thing with the addition of our C scale, and again here, very important, keep the sound of the chord in your head. Okay, now another thing to bear in mind is when you look at an A minor chord, you look at an A minor chord there, and you look at an A minor chord there, you think, well, they're a long way away from each other. Now this is back to thinking about what chord am I playing over, what chord shape, visually, where does it, you know, is there any of it in the area? These look a long way away from each other until you put your hand in between the two shapes. Okay, so if I've got my hand in second position, I can actually reach notes from my fifth position A minor, but I can also reach notes from my open position A minor. And again, getting from one to the other is usually about sliding. And again, just because we've discovered that a C scale fits A minor, we don't now just want to be, you know, don't want to bin off the the pentatonic or our passing notes, we don't want to be swapping one scale we're getting a little bit tired of playing and needs livening up for another one which we're going to get a bit tired of and needs livening up. The point is these are different ingredients and you can combine them really effectively. Now again, I said also in preceding videos, when you're playing the major scale, it's quite important that you don't suddenly play it as if you're playing an exercise. So if you can, just do little things with it. I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose I do this. Okay, so on A, B, C, B, A, G, A. Okay. Now, okay, I'm playing that a little bit wooden on purpose, but it's to make a point. Now it sounds like I'm practicing my scales. If I did this, or I did this, or this. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways you could use those notes. So just because you're playing something from a major scale, don't play it like an exercise. Make it musical. Loads of stuff you can do with that. So anyway, C for A minor, relative major and minor. I'll be back with another episode very shortly, so if you could press the subscribe button, that'd be great, and look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.